Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, should I break the no contact rule? Obviously, you know what I'm probably going to think about that question. So I've got two emails. The second one is a really short one. It's actually an email for a client that I just did some phone sessions with the past week. And it was one or two questions. And normally when I do phone sessions with people, obviously email coaching is not included. But because it was only one or two questions and it was right in line with what I'm talking about in today's video, I thought I'd add it. So you get two emails for the price of one, if you will. So the first email is actually from a guy whose girlfriend cheated on him. And he's been obviously reading the book and starting to realize where he went wrong and where he made mistakes. And now he's starting to think that he should reach out and apologize to this ex-girlfriend who, because he neglected her, in other words, he stopped dating and courting her properly, she was nice enough to start fucking some other dude, and he wants to know if I think it's a good idea, after she did that, for him to reach out and apologize for the fact that he didn't date and court her properly. Now keep in mind, she cheated on him. Now obviously the second particular email, this particular guy, same thing. He went through a difficult time in his life, and he started kind of leaning on this woman he was dating a little bit too much and kind of treating her a little bit like a therapist, talking about his problems. He just had a real difficult time. It was a short period of time, and he made a bunch of mistakes, but you can tell from his email that he's just kind of in this mentality that I got to prove myself to her. I got to let her know that I've changed and I'm better. Because if I don't, how is she going to know that I'm better and therefore more desirable now than I was before? So I'm going to go through and obviously explain why this is flawed thinking and the right way to approach this. But first, I got a quote that I wrote in this particular topic, and then we're going to go through both these emails. And the quote says, "Never blame yourself for the actions of someone else. You're only responsible for your own actions. Choose to be strong enough to walk away forever from someone who violates yourself and your dignity. This demonstrates self-respect, high value, and is the strongest negotiating position to get what you want or to be treated the way you want. Otherwise, you're simply enabling and encouraging their continued mistreatment of you. When you tolerate bad behavior without standing up for yourself, this devalues you further in the eyes of the other person and leads to a loss of respect. Self-respect means walking away from that which no longer serves you, helps you grow, or helps you to achieve your outcomes." One of the big things I focus on with men and women when I'm doing phone sessions, especially when it comes to their personal life, is what's your personal outcome? In other words, what do you want to achieve? And a lot of them start talking about, well, I want to get this ex back, or I want to turn things around with them. I was like, no, forget that you know this person and that they're in your life or they've ever been in your life. It's like, what is your vision for your personal life? What do you want to create? What kind of outcome do you want to achieve? If I'm talking to somebody and they want to have a healthy, happy, long-term relationship and they're dating somebody who not only is cheating on them or has cheated on them, but they've cheated on pretty much everybody else they've ever been with, I'd say the likelihood that you're going to have a great, healthy, happy, loyal type of relationship with somebody who's cheated on everybody they've ever been with, thinking that you're going to somehow be different, that is just, your chances for success are really fucking low. So with that in mind, let's go through this particular guy's email. And he says, "Dear Corey, I discovered your work due to a breakup. I'd say about 90% of the men and women that find my work, that's why they came to me, because something was going sideways in their personal life. But being successful in your personal life really is a big reflection of you having everything else taken care of in your life, and you're a well-rounded, balanced, happy person with a great life and lifestyle that you're proud of. And you're looking for somebody to not complete you, but to share your completeness with. I broke up with my girlfriend of 2.5 years on New Year's Day. Since then, I've been watching literally almost all your videos. Well, there's over 2,000 of them. I find it really hard that you watched all of them in a couple weeks. I think that's impossible. There's so many hours of material. Since then, I've been watching Literally almost all your videos. I purchased your book, and I'm on my second round of reading it. Thank you for your work, and keep making new videos, please. Well, there's never a shortage of questions that come in, that's for sure. He says, long story short, I discovered that my girlfriend had been cheating on me with another guy. That's really swell. That was so nice of her. What you got to realize about people who cheat and who lie is they absolutely believe that everybody is this way, and it doesn't matter what you think or you do, or maybe you've always been faithful. Deep down, they believe, because I've had so many conversations with people that think this way over the years as clients, they really believe everybody is like that. And it doesn't matter what you say, you ain't changing their mind. And because they believe that way, that's how they operate. So when things aren't going well, they just start looking to line up the next person. And a lot of them, they have no problem stringing you along while they're lining up the replacement. Not a nice thing to do. People who love themselves and value themselves and who just come to a point where they realize, hey, you know what, this relationship just ain't going to be what I want. They're comfortable with leaving, being single, and being okay with that until they find the next great love of their lives. People that tend to be insecure or a little narcissistic or self-centered, or they have no empathy, they don't give a fuck. They've got to have somebody else lined up. The thought of going it alone is just too terrible for them. He says, I asked her why she did it, and she said that I was neglecting her. And obviously what he stopped doing is he just quit dating and courting her like he once did. Instead of fixing it, maybe she said things to him in the past and he didn't really understand what they meant. But at the end of the day, a good woman, a woman who typically comes from a good family, who loves her mom and dad, and they get along really well, she's got a great relationship with her dad, she respects men, she trusts men, she's just going to leave the first, she's going to break up with you, and then maybe she might meet somebody else. But women like this, they don't fucking care. All's fair in love and war. Hey, you're neglecting me, you're not meeting my needs. This guy that I work with is real nice to me, he takes me to lunch, he listens to me, we have a good time, we go out and have drinks after work, and well, it just kind of happened. He just kind of stumbled and fumbled into the bedroom and landed on top of me naked when I happened to be naked at the same time, and oh my God, well, we kind of had sex. It just happened though. I didn't plan on it that way, it just kind of happened. At that moment, I didn't know what she meant, and I tried to list things that I've done for her. Obviously, he's trying to prove himself. This is what a lot of guys do when a woman starts complaining, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, is they go into logic and reason mode thinking, hey, I'm going to win this argument. And really, she's just trying to say, hey, this is what I need from you. My needs aren't being met, and I would like it if you would do X. But again, most guys don't realize that. The right answer is, well, tell me about that. What do you mean? What do you mean you feel like I've been neglecting you? Well, we haven't been on a date in several weeks. The average guy goes, well, we just went out. I dropped $200 on you a couple weeks ago to take you to that nice restaurant you always want to do. It's like, I've been busy. Money's been tight. The average guy starts kind of arguing like that. And the woman here is, well, if you really cared about me, you would take me out. Here I'm trying to tell you what I want, and you're trying to argue with me and tell you why everything is fine the way it is. The woman gets pissed off and walks away feeling like he doesn't care, and then the guy walks away thinking, I've done all this for her, and she doesn't appreciate that. What the hell? It's just you're speaking two different languages. He said, I asked her to move out of the apartment, and we broke up shortly after that. I mean, quite frankly, that's the right thing. If you got somebody that has, the number one most important thing to men in a relationship is loyalty. And here you got a woman who's been disloyal. And even if you take her back, even if you got back together with her, that's just not one of her values. If it was, she wouldn't have fucked some other dude in the first place. I mean, you're still living together. I mean, come on. I mean, you'd be a sucker to take a woman like that back. All that would do is say, hey, it's okay to cheat on me. And, if she did it once and got away with it, why wouldn't she do it again? Because she's going to think she can get away with it. And a lot of guys make the mistake of thinking, well, if I just clean up my behavior and I'm better and I'm a better boyfriend, she won't cheat on me. She'll be faithful as long as she's happy and you're at the top of your game. But as soon as things start going sideways, a year, 2 years, I mean, at some point, you're going to get busy, you're going to get caught up in life, and it's going to happen. So, as Gerald Celente says, current events form future trends. Well, if she cheated on you the first time, given the right set of circumstances, she'll do it again and she won't feel any remorse. Even though she may say, oh, I won't do it again, I promise. She may believe it, but she is who she is. She said that I handled the breakup pretty well without any drama or violence. That's always the right way to handle it. I've been in no contact ever since. Well, she needs to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. She cheated on you. She violated your trust. I mean, at the end of the day, even if you took her back, you're still not going to fully trust her because she dicked you over. Now she's dating the guy that she cheated on me with. Well, good for him. She's now his problem. And at the end of the day, if he screws up the same way you did, she'll fuck somebody else because that's just the way she is. It's not your fault. It's not your problem. That's her nature. She's a great fuck buddy or friends with benefits, but girlfriend, no. Wife, no way. The more I watch your videos and read your book, the more I realize that I played a part in our affair and our breakup. Well, you didn't court her properly, but at the end of the day, you didn't deserve to get cheated on when you're living with this woman. I mean, come on. But obviously, you valued being loyal, and she didn't. I got caught up in work and school, and I neglected her. I stopped dating and courting her. Now, typically, when I talk to guys that are married or in the long-term relationship, they've either been served by divorce papers or their wife has hinted at having a divorce or has talked about maybe going their separate ways. They don't say, oh, by the way, I've been sleeping with this other guy. They seek most of the time to resolve it, go their separate ways, pick up the pieces, change their life, get a new place, start going back to the gym, create a social life all over again, and then months later, a year or two later, they start dating again. That's how the average woman who's been married, that's typically what happens, provided she is a loyal person. She works also, and every night we ended up not doing stuff at all. Now I'm learning about this stuff, and it just makes my heart cringe over things I have said and done to her to lose attraction towards me. Well, what happened, and it couldn't have happened any other way. There's not a damn thing you can do about it at this point. My questions are, do you think I should reach out to her and apologize to her for what I did in regards to neglecting her? What about the fact that she fucked somebody else when you're supposedly still in a relationship? What if she just slept with this guy and got a fucking disease and had given it to you? I mean, she risked your health. I mean, come on. You can't just sweep that under the rug and pretend like it's not there. Yeah, you shouldn't have neglected her, but that's something that can come up in a conversation if you're crazy enough to want to give her another chance. If she reaches out in the future, make a date at your place to make dinner together. But you're going to want to treat a woman like this like a fuck buddy. In other words, you're not going to get back together with her. You're not going to be exclusive with her. You might hang out, have fun, and hook up for a while. I would definitely practice safe sex with her if that's what you want. But in reality, if you want a good, loyal woman, she ain't it. She's already blown it. But, I know a lot of guys, at the end of the day, they hire me to help them get what they want. So, and a lot of times I know, because I've been there, I did this when I wrote about it in my book, it's nice to get another shot with that person. So the next time around, say you get back together or you date for a few weeks or a few months, and then you go, you know what, I'm just really not feeling it. I really want to find somebody to settle down with who places a real high value and loyalty, and after what happened, I just could never trust you again. I hope you understand. Wish you all the best. It always feels better to be the dumper than the dumpee. That's reality. I've been working hard on myself to become a better person. Do you think it's okay for me to want to get her back? I mean, it's natural. I mean, every guy's going to feel that way. Rejection breeds obsession. And when we get dumped and it's not of our own choosing, automatically our attraction level just goes through the roof. It doubles. And we think, oh, it's the love of my life. I can't live without her. I just got to have her back. Do I wait until she reaches out to me to tell her about my flaws and apologize to her? Well, you can apologize to her over dinner for the fact you stopped dating and courting her properly, but at the end of the day, I mean, she fucked somebody else. So she violated the sanctity of your relationship. So treat her accordingly. Treat her like a fuck buddy. Never try to turn a hoe into a housewife. You can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. And just because you read my book doesn't mean everything's going to be different. Yeah, you might clean up all your bad behavior and cause her to fall head over heels in love with you, but the bottom line is, this is how she behaves when her needs aren't getting met. And at some point, it happens to everybody. You're gonna, maybe it's 5 years down the road, and you got kids at that point. Do you really want her fucking somebody else when you don't take care of business? 'Cause that's what she does. If she even reaches out at all in the future, do I have to break the no contact rule to reach out to her? Absolutely not. She needs to earn another chance with you, not the other way around. She's already dating this other guy. She's in a relationship with somebody else. So at this point, she's not available. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer this email. I really appreciate your work. The best thing that you can do is focus on you, take care of the things you can take care of, which is how you show up, reading the book, getting out there, applying it, so you can improve your skills. And if she reaches out down the road and you want to take another lap around the pool, if you will, whatever. I personally wouldn't do it, but at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your body. You just always got to know your downside risk. Do you really want to hook up with some chick that cheated on you? Because not only are you sleeping with her, you're sleeping with everybody else that she has slept with and that other guy has slept with. And obviously, he doesn't feel any remorse about ripping off your girlfriend. So he's probably the kind of person that would cheat on her if he wasn't happy with her. So that's the way karma works. It's a beautiful thing. She'll probably be back at some point, but by then, hopefully, you will have moved on. Well, that's my pinball machine. I got this Game of Thrones pinball machine, and it happens to do that every once in a while. One of these days, I'll show it in a future video. So let's go through the second email. This one's a really quick one. He says, "Hey Corey, quick question. I've changed a lot. If I've changed, and I have a lot, and she left after fighting, thinking I'm an asshole. How does she know that I've changed to give a second try if we are not in contact? She has no way to know. Who fucking cares? At the end of the day, she unilaterally changed the terms of your relationship. You're still in the mindset of the illusion of action. I got to do something to get her back. I mean, she's blowing you off. She doesn't treat you like she values you. And trying to prove yourself to her, showing you how you've changed, I mean, at the end of the day, she had her chance. And she fucked up. And since it was her unilateral decision to say adios, it's got to be her unilateral decision, like we talked about during your phone session. You have lots of mutual friends, but you living your life and having a great time and enjoying yourself and getting right back on the horse. And if people ask you, hey, what happened to so-and-so? Oh, we dated for a little bit. We had a good time, but hey, it didn't work out. I'm dating, I'm having a good time. It was a great experience. I wish her all the best. So how about them Yankees? And then you change the subject and you go on to something else. And what'll get back to her, which I know I told you this several times in the phone session, but again, you're still trying to talk yourself into calling and texting and trying to do more, even though that's basically the more you pushed and pursued, the more you got kicked to the curb. At the end of the day, she doesn't see your value. It's her fucking loss. By you working on yourself and becoming a better version of yourself, then if she ever does reach out in the future, it was her idea in the first place, and then you can invite her over to your place to make dinner together. You definitely should review the article that I did a few years ago called 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back. And for those of you who are watching this and you haven't got my book yet, you can get the audio version by going to Amazon. You can actually download the audio version for free by subscribing to audible.com. Great plan if you're an avid or voracious audiobook reader, because you get things for a lot cheaper. Like me, I tend to go through a lot of audiobooks, and it's a nice plan to have. And I will talk to you soon.